Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk about videos where you see guys on social media where they've been lifting for 5 or 10 years and their gains are absolutely crap. Before I get into this topic, if you guys have any comments, drop them down below. If you need coaching is what I do for a living. I would love to help. All right, so barely a week goes by where somebody on Team Massive or somebody doesn't send me a DM with some guy on Instagram. Usually it's on Instagram who's been training for 5 or 6 or 8 years or 10 years. And this is my physique. And he has a very mediocre physique. I've made a video about these types of things in the past. I'm not taking a dig at these guys. I'm happy that people are in the gym taking care of themselves. I'm not here to be critical of them, but I get a lot of questions about these types of videos. Why do these guys look so crappy when they're training for 5, 6, 7, 10 years? Now, one of the most important videos I've ever made on this channel discusses the two main issues why people aren't building muscle. And I can tell without even looking at, I can pretty much tell without even looking at their Instagram account or their eating habits, what is going on. Now, they might be ultra consistent eating healthy, and they're probably super consistent with their training. I have no doubt about that at all. And again, I applaud them for getting in the gym, taking care of themselves, eating quality foods, but that's not the same as the muscle building process. I'm gonna give you the two main reasons why I know they're small without even looking at the details. Now, the first one doesn't have to do with their exercise choices generally, or their split or anything like that. It usually has to do with the fact that they're relatively weak. Now, we always have to put the caveat that we're not after end limit strength or powerlifting strength. We're not saying these guys have to get their bench press up to some arbitrary number, but in the grander scheme of things, they are generally very weak. Now, some of them say, I got my strength up a lot on my dumbbell bench, or I got my strength up a lot on my squat or my deadlift. And they probably did. They probably went into the gym and started with 25-pound dumbbell benches and maybe got them up to 55s or 60s. And they're just maybe, lingering in that area. They've made some strength progress, which is exceptional. That's wonderful. This break-in strength gaining period is really, really good for some initial beginner gains. And that's what you really see a lot of these guys have. They've been training for 5, 6, 10 years, and they have basically just a sprinkle of beginner gains, enough to make them look somewhat fit, but generally, a little bit skinny fat. You can tell they have a little bit of base muscle, which is a good start. But they kind of get that just front layer, that top layer of beginner gains, and then they never get anything above that. Now, we all kind of think that progressive overload is some magical thing, and you just go in the gym and you increase your lifts, like you get your dumbbell bench from 25s to 55s, or you get your squat from like 95 to 225, and all of a sudden, magically, you're going to be a house. You're just going to be a mass monster. This isn't the way it works. That's the path of the beginner. That's the path of somebody that goes from a novice, first day into the gym, to maybe a late beginner. These guys you're seeing on Instagram, on social media, have never really left the late beginner stage. Some of them I would classify as early intermediate, but here's the big point. They're relatively weak. The real magic in muscle building is going to come from that mechanical tension phase where you basically are taking your dumbbell benches from 50s and 55s up to 90s and 100s, where you're taking your squat from 185 to 225 upwards to 315. You're taking your lifts from that kind of late beginner, early intermediate stage to numbers that would be pretty close to gym elite. Again, we're not talking about powerlifting here. You have to build strength in the lane of hard training. We want to go into the gym and maximize every set. That's really what we're after. We want to have good focus, good form, good control of the weight, good mechanical tension. And when we are training hard, we're going to add plus ones or reps along the way, and that's going to be the fruit of our hard training. These guys are not doing it past that kind of late beginner stage. There are many guys that come to me and say, I gained a lot of strength, and they certainly did. They went from very, very weak, or like the average person sitting on the couch, to, being able to do 50s or 55s or 60s for dumbbell bench. And I know I keep coming back to that example, but it's a good example. It's a reasonable example. The real magic for you guys now, and the real magic for these types of influencers that aren't making gains, is that they aren't pushing progressive overload hard enough to really get close to those gym elite standards. Again, the fruit of hard training, if you're going to train hard over 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, you're going to end up with gym elite standards or near gym elite standards on your lifts, even if strength is nothing you're passionate about at all. Number two, and again, I want to reference a video I made on this, the two major things that cause most people to fail. The second thing is they might be eating healthy, but their nutrition isn't focused enough, or they're not lean bulking properly to actually get maximum mass out of what they're doing in the gym. You have somebody that's floundering at late beginner strength levels, and then their nutrition might be good, but they're not really focused on lean bulking properly, or because they're not training hard enough, they might be lean bulking and they're simply just, doing a fat bulk. If you're not training hard and you're not getting stronger over time, a bulk is pretty useless. I mean, they have to go hand in hand. These two pieces of the puzzle go hand in hand. You have to have quality lean bulking. You have to have hard training that produces progressive overload over time. So these guys might be doing some bulking and cutting, but I know there's something missing from their nutrition. Either they're afraid of the bulking process, or they're doing the lean bulking process without pushing hard enough in the gym, or maybe they're just doing some really stupid crap and doing fat bulking. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.